nicely. Hello, we are live. Everybody's organized nicely. Fantastic. Welcome to our next session of Hallstatt by Night. Session 2, Deus Vault. Before I begin with our recap, let's introduce this wonderful group of kindred to this night, starting with Lukas.
Hey there. I'm Bunny, Satanic Bunny, and I will be playing Lukas Rosselini today, your friendly neighborhood ghost torturer, and I'm very curious to see what's going to happen.
Hello, everyone. I am Chris, aka the Unemployed Writer, and I am playing Matthew Deacon. And I am here to help guide the lost lambs to the salvation of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Every time. I am Baker's Dozen. I will be playing Kage. I am the most somber of the group and embodiness of darkness and shadows.
Hi, I'm Nova. I'm the group, not coterie, was close. The group naive, pain in the ass.
And I am Ethan, the storyteller of this murder mystery chronicle. Let's begin with a recap, and I invite our group to point out any things I might miss in my recap that they think is important or worth taking note of, that it's important for their characters or the story. So, the mystery began with each of our kindred meeting with some of the powerful players of the towns. Kage and Lukas met with Adelaide, a toreador who owns most of the businesses in Hallstatt, and is also a talented baker. She requested that they bring the killer of Rhiannon Zeitman to her alive, seeming clearly distressed by the news. Matthew, in Obertron, met with Isaac, a powerful and ambitious Ventru, who expressed their concern of whispers involving the Inquisition. He requested that Mr. Deacon burn and remove any evidence that leads back to any kindred of Hallstatt. Ravenna met at the Five Fingers viewing platform with Alexa, a lone Nosferatu who lives in the salt mines. The two shared their close bonds and feelings over the unrest in town. Alexa asked Ravenna to find dirt on Isaac and Adelaide so that they can be dethroned, and in turn, keep Hallstatt safe. The group gathered together on the Easy Forestale trail where Rhiannon's body lies. There, Matthew expertly blended in with the Kine police and learnt that the Inquisition is already involved. Lukas, in the meantime, examined Rhiannon's body, finding her body untouched but missing organs, and with a strange liquid on her lips. Also finding that there are no spirits or wraiths now in a place that was once infested. Kage and Ravenna found a kindred spying upon them, Lars, a fledgling who lives in the wilderness with a gangrel named Julian. Ravenna remembered his name being in the news around a year ago when he went missing. He went to university and school with Rhiannon and saw her a month to 2 months ago. Matthew invited Lars to his church meetings and prepares to meet with him again. The group travelled to LKH Rottenman Hospital in Bad Alsi, and Lukas's workplace. There, Ravenna discovered that the hospital was being spied upon by a terrible creature, which she tore apart in a frenzy. Matthew, however, was given a vision of Rhiannon by the local Malkavian, Fionnuala, who told him, "It's not your eyes, Mr. Deacon, it's your ears. You can't see it, you just have to listen." And it is this same night we find our kindred today. We would like to add on to anything that I might have missed, or we would like to put on top of that as well.
There was the bit where Matthew renounced Jesus.
Sorry, how could I forget? Oh dear. All right, so this, again, a snowy, dark night. Everywhere is pitch black, but the white blanket covering cars and underfoot, crunching under snow. Just what has just happened is Fionnuala has given Mr. Deacon this vision and has climbed on top of a car, tested the the suspension of it and then curled up to rest on the bonnet. And Ravenna still has a bit of blood from tearing this thing apart on her hands. And the rest of whatever this thing was has been bagged up and put into Lucas's, the back of Lucas's car. It is at this point, as you all made composure etiquette checks and all succeeded last time, so you can freely move about the hospital through this session without any problems. As you are making your way through, Ravenna, again being the most observant, you are the only one to notice a certain man at the front desk of the hospital talking to the woman behind the desk. He is wearing this large black coat, has a cane just at the side with a poodle's head at the very top of it in a design. He's got very slicked back, light brown hair and has sort of a wisp of smoke almost around him, as if he had just taken a drag or something. He leans forward, gives a smile, taps his cane on the front, picks up this small folder of files, and as he makes his way over to the front door, which electronically open, he steps aside, lets the group pass, and you and him eye each other as he gives you a big smile and steps behind you out into the snow, putting a hat, black hat, on as he passes by.
I look back.
As soon as you turn and then look back, he's gone. Vanished, perhaps into a car or some other way. You're not quite sure.
Did you all see that weird guy?
I'm sorry, what?
You're going to need to be way more specific.
You know, the dude with the stick that had the puppy on it. He just walked out.
Dude with a stick and a puppy. I was too busy trying to be a bit composed here, but all right. So you saw a dude with a stick that had a puppy on it? Was this like a real
Remember how
puppy
you
or a?
It was a poodle.
Oh, it was a poodle. Okay, all right.
But he was weird and he smiled at me. Man, men are gross. But he had
I'll try not to take
stack of
offense.
documents, and you know how they were talking about how there was like men in black, but their clothes didn't really fit them. Maybe, but maybe not.
Do you think he's worth tailing?
Do you know? Did any of you know?
Do I know this person?
With a general description, no. Doesn't sound like anyone who works or visits or stays in the hospital. No one you've ever seen before. You'd think a poodle's cane is something, a cane with the poodle's head at the top is a very distinct thing that people would remember. And yet, Ravenna, you're the only one that noticed him, which you find quite odd.
I'm afraid I didn't see.
I think I'd remember someone with a poodle or like with a cane. You know, it's a fairly unique thing. Although someone dressed in black, and I kind of look around. I assume is there a few people that are just kind of dressed in black around here, or?
No, it's actually just nurses in their scrubs and maybe one or two people who might be injured or sick just in the waiting room. Quite quiet. Not many people come here, especially this time of year.
I go to say, it's quite, as guy in black is quite common, and then I look around. I take that back. Just ignore what I was saying.
I'm not crazy, okay? Let's go.
Nobody said that. Nobody said you're crazy. So.
I've seen some things that are quite strange.
Actually, Lucas, talking about strange things, I think I need to have a word with you about some shit I saw in the parking lot. So, but probably not here. Probably not here. But
No.
no, there's probably not a great place. But just remind me to.
About the case file that we need to.
Yeah. Code words, kumquat, case file. Yeah, we got it.
Mm-hmm.
The group.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If we get a chance, I need you to stand outside the door of the blood bank so I can just, like, casually go in and then come out real fast and no one notice.
You need a quick distraction? I'm always good
Yeah,
for a
I
distraction.
need both of you at the hallway, Kage, to stand out the door so, no one knows. And I quickly go in, take what I need, and then we go. Just on our way out.
Well, but just real quick, just, since manners, this is Lucas's, place. Are you okay with this, Lucas?
I mean, I work here, but I wouldn't say it's my place.
Yeah, but
I appreciate the etiquette. I don't care.
well, there you go. He doesn't care. I thought I better double check before, we put him in a really awkward situation where all of a sudden, I don't know if I can say no or not because, we're just getting to know you all and, this is good to be out in the open,
My first word was no. I have no problem saying it.
Understood.
Can I get from my Ravenna a dexterity larceny check, please? You can add 2 dice as you're being assisted.
Am I picking any locks?
Not in this case. There would be, and well, with Kage just standing nearby, they just seem to not work very well, making your job even easier.
This. Okay. Five?
5. You managed to swipe 3 blood bags. You think that's an appropriate amount to make sure that not too many things go missing, and you can always talk to Lucas about it to fudge the numbers and move things around and make things work. You can add 3 blood bags to your possessions.
All right, so.
Now that we've had our visit to the bank, I'm going to need to take a visit to the morgue,
Mhm.
and then we can proceed with business.
For ease of use, I'll just get a hunting roll from Lucas. See how successful you are in this
help.
time.
Can I help?
Not in this scenario. This is very out of your ordinary hunting and feeding style. Maybe not something you want to observe either. What is everyone's hunger at this point? 3, 2, 1, 1. Okay, we're all pretty in control at this moment. With all the tragedy going on and things not quite fitting together, strange visions, creatures that are made of flesh. Keeping calm, the beast bends the bars, speaks and whispers to each of you, but doesn't break. It just like a hungry dog or wolf behind a cage. It just prowls and it just watches. Just waits for the weakness to set in when it pounces. How many successes, Lucas?
I got 1, but I'm using a willpower.
Yep. Go right ahead. While this is happening, what are the rest of us doing? Are we simply investigating and trying to find these figures that we've been told about?
Yeah, I think I would probably try to look around for the other figures that are dressed in black with the loose-fitting clothing.
Let's get. I will accept either wits streetwise or wits investigation.
Yeah, they're the same for me, so that's fine.
That's a
From-
total of 2 successes.
2 successes. You managed to find a body, but it's already gone through a lot of the processes before. You do manage to slake 1 hunger in this moment. It's something, at least. It's quick, a bit more messy than you'd like, but it's something. Keeps the beast down for just a little bit longer.
One success for me.
1 success, 2 success. What was that, Kayla? I think you're muted.
Am I rolling too?
Yes, if you want to.
What are we rolling?
Wits streetwise or wits investigation. With 1 and 2 successes, the two of you probably get caught up in a conversation you didn't mean to be. Like a nurse comes along and says, "Are you supposed to be here? Matthew, you have to explain, yes, we're actually supposed to be here. You can see I'm in scrubs, you know, I've got the whole thing going on." And you're kind of, and Kage, you're kind of wrapped into it as well, as she's like,
I
well,
let him do.
yeah.
I let him do most of the talking though, as usual.
Yeah. She's like, well, all right, you need to fill out the extra shifts thing if you're going to be here for this extra thing. She passes you the thing, gives you a pen, sort of stands there and is like, God, new nurses these days. I can't believe it.
Yeah, sorry, we don't really know much about the protocol here, but thank you so much for showing us the right way of doing this. Do you mind if you fill in your one and I pass it to Kage? And...
Not at all.
With the other two, how many successes on your wits? And your investigations, or 4 for Kayla. With 4 successes, Kayla, you are very good at, seeing things and being aware of things going on. And as the discussion is being had, you're sort of standing nearby, looking down hallways, making sure to check the long sections instead of going room by room. And you do notice that there is a man and a woman that are talking to each other at the end of this hallway, sort of by the stairs. They are holding cigarettes in their hands, but they haven't lit them. Sort of like part of a compulsion, I suppose. And they're standing there in these black suits with white shirts underneath. They appear to have shaven heads, very short hair, and quite stocky builds as well. Guns on the side with a belt and a red tie. They seem to be talking to each other as if they're about to step out of the emergency exit nearby to take a smoke outside. Once
Is it dark enough that I can creep down and get closer?
pretty brightly lit, but you can definitely make a dexterity stealth check. They're not currently facing you. As the nurse finishes up your signings of the extra shifts and everything, she goes, "Good, finally we can fill those out. Thank you." And she turns around, leaves you all to your own devices. Before you do this, Knives, do you make the group aware of where you're going, or do you simply go?
If I turn around and one of them looks at me, I will motion that I'm going down the hallway.
I'll look and I'll see, and I'll swiftly follow.
I will follow too.
Depending on your intention, if you wanted to sneak, not be seen, it's dexterity and stealth.
I
I'll
rolled a 4.
I will
How's that?
also allow composure etiquette to blend in instead. Up to you.
So, quick question. So it's quite bright here, right?
Yes, brightly lit hospital.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to use the... what's it called? The Cloak of Shadows, I'm guessing.
Certainly could, but it would look unnatural if anybody looked too close.
Yeah. Okay.
If you stand in one of the rooms that's empty, maybe you can use it there.
Okay. Sorry, what were the two checks? It was either
Composure, etiquette, or dexterity, stealth. With 4 knives, you get nice and close between these two. Seems like one of them is called Penny. The woman is named Penny. And Jacobs is the other one. Penny seems to have very short, ginger hair, very shaven back, very army style. The other man has very dark brown, short hair. Jacobs seem to be talking amongst each other and saying a few things, but they finish their conversation by the time you get there and seem to be going outside where they're going to continue it. If you want to follow them further, you can. If you would like.
I look back to see if anyone. I look at them questionably, like, should I?
So we're quite. So they won't be able to hear us talk.
No, they're outside currently. They've gone
cool.
through the emergency exit.
All right. I say to Knives. I say, all right. I can go in, do the whole distraction thing. Maybe get some eyes off you. Maybe try to pump some information out of them. Might get a little hairy, but we'll see. It's up to you whether or not you think that's worthwhile. Or also up to you, Kage. And is Lukas with us as well, or is?
After some time, Lukas would return to the group and probably find you all here now at this moment.
Yeah.
They look like those creepy people that can cause trouble. Hence why I was trying to earwag.
More creepy people?
Yeah, there's more creepy people than just you, Lucas. So
Like on my turf then. What did they look like?
they had red ties and short hair, like military, like those people we're talking about. And like black suits and real like staunch. Unlike us, we're all just beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Then yeah,
I want to know what they were saying.
I
They went
would
outside.
also really like to know what they were saying. I can probably just walk up to them.
If you think that's a good idea, my instincts say no.
I mean, they would be pretty stupid to try anything here out in the open, especially when I work here.
Oh yeah, I keep on forgetting that bit that you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Matthew, you're good at the talky thing. Do we want to team up again?
Good cop, bad cop. That's how it usually is, right?
Mhm.
Okay, let's go to it.
They're outside, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Smoking out in the snow.
As I say, I could sneak out, go blend into the shadows, and listen for any conversation once you disappear. Because once you leave, that's when the truth might come out.
Smart.
And sorry, remind me, Lucas, what's your name here again?
Oh, my name?
Well, your doctor name, Yeah.
It's a great question. Andrew Miles.
Andrew Miles. Okay, all right. You're the one who's showing me the ropes. I'm new around here. All right. Let's play to it. We all know our roles. Let's go. So I walk out with Lucas.
It's showing you the ropes of smoking.
Walk out, sigh very heavily. Oh, my feet are aching. Goodness me. Oh, it's so good to get some fresh air around here. And as I say fresh air, I look over at the two and I say, oh, thank goodness. Do you have a spare one? Do you mind?
Penny is the one who steps forward. She actually has a clipped on sort of blue name tag that has her name and her little photo on it. She holds out the little pack and flicks one out very expertly.
grab the cigarette and I go, "Thank you so much, Penny. Penny, I gotta have to massage these things heavy tonight. I'm so sorry, Dr. Andrew. Oh, I just need a bit of a break, that's all. Oh,
You haven't even been here for 24 hours yet.
24 hours? Oh,
Yes, that's very common here. I haven't slept in. What day is it?
I can barely remember what hour it is right now.
Well, you'll get used to it.
And I put the cigarette in my mouth and I went, "Oh, I don't even have a light. Do you mind?"
Agent Jacob sort of leans forward, and as he flicks the lighter, this small flame appears, and I'm gonna need both of you to make a rot check.
Yep.
It's a small one, very easy to make.
So what is that? That's composure plus resolve, right?
Composure resolve. It's willpower, basically.
Oh, willpower.
Which is the same
the
sort of
remaining
thing.
willpower.
Remaining willpower.
And I use that moment while he's striking the light, everything kind of gets bright in his eyes. I'll use that to sneak out the door into the shadows.
Yes. No check needed for that. That's very clever. As soon as everything darkens around him, you take that opportunity. You're used to this. You know exactly what to do. I imagine, Ravenna, are you obfuscated nearby?
Yeah, I activated Unseen Passage and I passed a rouse check.
Fantastic. You are both... Kage, I imagine you're behind a car nearby in this outside parking lot.
Wherever the darkest shadow is, I'm a part of that.
Right next to where one of the lights is, actually. As it comes down, right next to it is where the darkest shadow is behind this car.
One success.
One is
One
enough.
success.
One is enough. As it's small, a bonfire is 2 successes. Since this is a small light, it's only 1 success. You both succeed. You keep your calm. This is... You got a bit of a jolt, maybe like seeing a spider on your wall that you didn't expect, and you jolt slightly, but you don't let it be seen. And he lights the cigarette, flicks it back, puts it in his pocket. Neither of them have said a word.
And I'll just say, "Oh, that's the stuff." Blowing out some smoke, and I just say to them, "Look, I haven't smoked in years. It's a real bad habit. I had to kick it, but it really calms the nerves. What are you two doing here? You two newbies like me?"
It's none of your business, citizen, Penny says.
Oh, citizen. Oh, I didn't know we were on such formal terms. Okay, all right. Official Penny. What do I refer to you as? Do I refer to you as what?
You don't. You go inside and you go back to your jobs.
Well, I can't go back inside with this now, can I? I'm just trying to make a little polite conversation, a little bit of chit chat. What's wrong with people these days?
She gives a look, and her eyes go up to Jacobs, who gives a slight shrug. Never mind, Penny. You can stay out here, just don't bother her.
All right, okay, fine. What was his name again? Jacobs. Jacobs. Jacobs, you seem to be the more talkative of the two. Well, okay, you don't have to tell me why you're here. Just, it's just a polite chit chat. How's your day been? Got any wife, kids?
Long way away, yeah.
Is that for the better? As I kind of nudge him a little bit, trying to break the ice.
You nudge him, and he, ice cold, says, "No, I miss my wife very much."
Right. Okay. Well, Dr. Andrews, let's leave these two wonderful people by themselves to have a little bit of a brood. I just need to finish my cigarette. And how about you tell me about that procedure you were talking to me about? A few years back.
Before I leave, I'll look at the both of them, give them a respectful nod, and say, if you need any assistance, ask for me. Dr. Andrew Miles, and I should be able to help.
We appreciate the offer, Doctor. This is all Penny says.
Not a problem. Enjoy. And then I leave.
take a step away out of earshot, that's when Kage and Ravenna, I need you to make wits awareness. If you have auspex, I imagine, Lucas, you can also use your heightened senses to listen
Yes,
in from
indeed.
a distance. And in the meantime, Mr. Deacon, I will require composure subterfuge, I think.
Cool. Alright, so oh yeah, right. Subterfuge. Let's go.
It's your specialty.
Boy.
Oh no, I'm gonna willpower that.
How many
I always
successes?
forget. I forget how. I got 2
The crits? So
and-
they add 2
and-
more on top of every
Okay,
other
so I got
success, including
6
themselves.
total.
6,
6 total.
3, 0.
I also
I
got 6.
rolled awfuls and autos.
It is so there's no bestial failure, it's just a normal failure. You are a bit too distracted by perhaps the way that how ice cold these two were towards these two. Usually social conversations go a bit better than that, but these two are very like solid walls, and perhaps that transfixes you in this moment, or perhaps it's just the beautiful snow that's falling down on your ice cold flesh that sort of transfixes you for a little bit. Kage, in the meantime, you hear Penny and Jacob sort of turn to each other. Penny sort of shakes her head. Jacob says, "You really shouldn't talk to the citizens like that. You should at least be kind to them. They're more likely to tell you the truth otherwise." She goes, "Yes, but you don't know which one of these people could be any of those things." "Yes, I suppose you're correct, Penny. Let's just get the job done, get the stuff back to base, and then get out of here. I don't want to be here much longer." Penny nods. "Yeah, I agree. I just want to get back into the warm. Sick of this place." And that's all you hear.
I got 3, by the way.
3 successes. Yep. You maintain your guys in this talking at Lukas as you're walking away to keep it up. So none of them suspect a thing just yet. And Lukas, how many successes for you?
6.
6, you hear the exact same thing as Kage in this moment. What you choose to do with it is up to you.
I'm going to pull Matthew aside into an empty room.
Mhm.
Should I find one? And close the door and look around just to make sure that we are indeed alone, and relay the information that I overheard to them, just to make sure that they are up to date.
Sorry, what was that information again?
That the what the people were saying when we left.
Referring to us as things.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so that's
How Jacobs seems to be the more pliant one, the easier target. Penny is the more cynical one, which can be used.
well, thank you for that, Lucas. I'm gonna be honest. I thought, it doesn't normally go like that, doesn't it? Oh, good bad cop routine. I should have put I should have used that. That really would have helped out in that situation. Or maybe it wouldn't have.
I feel like in this situation, they might at least understand the sensation. Maybe not immediately, but a pager. Maybe not immediately, but by the time that it has worn off, they would have had more of a reason to suspect you. Us being bumbling fools, at least in their eyes, just cements our mundaneness.
Hey, you selling yourself short. I wouldn't call you a bumbling fool, Lucas.
Oh no, it was the act.
I know. I was making the joke.
Oh,
it's
it's
fine.
one of those jokes.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Look. Okay, so Knives. 'Cause Knives and Kage, they're still out there. That's fine. So these two doctors, you think you're gonna be able to? Sorry, these two agents, I should say. You think you're gonna be able to work your magic on them? You know, you did offer your services. Maybe that'd be in line to talk around a professional rather than a bumbling idiot.
Right. I think that we could get Jacobs to dance to our
Yeah.
strings,
I just need
but
to know.
we need to keep an eye on Penny.
Find a way to separate them out.
Divide and conquer.
I can try to work my magic on Jacobs. Maybe, you did mention about how they might know about the thing, but, maybe, we get the information that we need and then we can just ditch old Jacobs somewhere else,
Elaborate.
I mean, it's not exactly clean, but, we can get what we need. Throw him in the lake.
No.
Spitballing ideas here.
I appreciate the way your mind works. Truly, I do. But dispensing of them in that way,
Probably bring some more heat down, yeah.
they're like rabbits.
Yeah. Okay.
In the meantime, I will get Ravenna and Kage to make wits firearms or intelligence firearms. They both reveal different things depending on your choice.
You sure it's not wits melee weapons?
It's definitely not.
Can I rouse the blood, please?
Of course, of course. One success.
How
from
many
me.
does it give you?
What's your blood potency?
Oh,
1.
I believe it's 2 dice. 2 extra dice. I
Cool.
believe a blood potency 1.
I rolled a 7 for a rouse.
Yep, you're fine. You do not get hungrier. You draw on the power, your vampiric powers, willing the blood towards the brain and the eyes. 4 successes. So Kage with 1. It's pretty clear that as Penny pulls out this weapon that's in the holster that originally looks like a gun, there's something about it that it isn't just your regular gun. It's too big. It's too mismatched. There's something about it that isn't right. You're not sure what. It just doesn't fit. Knives, you've probably seen this kind of weapon before. It is not built to fire bullets. It is built to fire wooden ammunition. It fires stakes. Almost like a crossbow thing, but it actually has a revolving barrel so that it can quickly fire these things in rapid succession. Whoever these two are, they are very well equipped to take care of your kind. And that's very unnerving in this moment. As she takes it out, she cocks it back, observes it, takes a cloth out, slightly cleans the barrel. She seems very competent with whatever this thing is. Puts it back in the holster. And as she slides it in, it just looks like a regular handgun from that angle.
I watch very closely how she uses it in her hands.
It appears to be just like a normal gun. She points it the same way, observes how it looks, cleans it. Seems a very similar skill set, but the projectiles will be slower and for a specific purpose.
I will wait until they go inside and then follow them in.
Yep. Only a few minutes later, once they finish smoking, they go back inside and they go downstairs, as there is a staircase next to the emergency exit. and you all regroup in this separate room, which is nearby to the staircase.
What are they saying as we're walking towards the room where they are?
What are they saying?
Probably still mulling over what to do. Probably just talking about how to best separate Jacobs and Penny, and who should go for which. Probably going back and forth about who should do what. Well, at least that's what Matthew will be doing, because he's like, well, maybe I could talk to Jacobs. Oh, but actually, if he is the pliable one, maybe it's better if you talk to him and then be the distraction. And then that's when you.
His family is his weakness. Perhaps you can apologize for your behavior. Say that it was a mask, since you are going through turbulent times.
Way ahead of you. I already got a story in mind.
And Ravina appears in the middle of the room. I need you to know they have steak guns. Not like food steak, but wooden steak guns.
Is that what that was?
Real cool ones.
It did look strange to me.
Both of
Also,
them?
we only seen Penny, I believe it was, with one. They also mentioned, I think they're aware of us. They called us things.
Oh, very much so.
Because obviously I'm not aware that Lucas heard what they said.
Yeah, so it's probably a good call not to do the whole look at me kind of magic, So good call that I forgot about that.
Instinct.
I guess. All right, so I can I can get to Jacobs. That's fine. I've got a story in mind about how I can apologize, go on my hands and knees and say about how I'm having a tough time. But that leaves you with Penny. What about you two? What are you two doing?
Oh, well, I will definitely need Kage's assistance if I am to even be in somewhat a close proximity to that thing called Penny.
Now that we know that they are attacking, we ought to be careful.
Yeah. Knives, I guess that means you're with me. Lucky you.
I'm excited.
Might learn a thing or two, kid. All right.
Don't listen to too much of what he has to say.
Yeah. Simmer down in the cheap seats over there.
You should hear him out sometimes, Kage. He has wisdom to share.
Also,
Haven't seen any yet.
I learned everything I know by listening to people. Very important.
She gets it.
Okay, so I think with that, all of us will probably go out and do what we need to do and improvise as best as we can.
I believe you're heading downstairs to follow them, right?
And as we're walking, I'll probably say, Lucas, all right, Lucas, stick to story. You're kind of showing me around. I'm new here. Knives is new here. Knives, you're going to be called Caitlin. And I look over at Kage and I'm just like, how good is he blending in?
I say, I can roll if you want, but I'm just going to straight up shadow as much as I can.
Yeah, okay, I look back to Kage, say shadow. I'm like, that's probably a good call. All right, so Caitlin, let's go. Caitlin, Andrew, let's go.
Yeah, Silence of Death and Shadow Cloak for me.
Yeah. On unsuspecting mortals, no roll needed. You will be completely invisible. You are so used to this. You have such a good skill in dexterity and stealth. You can take half and succeed easily. As you make your way downstairs, you are introduced to many different rooms and hallways that just are filing cabinets, computers, little offices for all the places. On the far north side is where the morgue is, but currently you're where all the files are stored. And on immediately entering, you can see on the left-hand side room, Penny is standing at the front door. She's got a laptop in her left hand, and she's clicking away at it with her right hand. And inside is Jacobs, filing through some of the things, and he's shaking his head as he does so. Ravenna, Again, wits awareness, please. As you're very good at this, you're very good at listening and observing things. So even before the door is opened, you're already there.
Am I also able to pick up anything with my aspects?
If you do use heightened senses, you can.
Can I take half?
How many will half give you?
5.
You can take half and to get 5. Both of you will learn similar things as you do so. There's a muffled voice, but you're both able to pick up on it. Jacob says, hang on, it was here. It was here a second ago. Penny's saying, I'm going to check the online database and make sure it's okay. No, I swear it was here. This doesn't make any sense. And that's when the door opens. And Penny sort of looks up, sees the three of you, rolls her eyes, and looks back at the laptop without even giving you a second thought. Jacobs continues to file through, flicking his way through, shaking his head, frown on his face.
I look around and I just say, so what's this room, Dr. Andrews?
Oh my god. Residents. In this room. Well, it's got... Wait, what was the details of this room again? Sorry,
It's
character?
small offices and where files are stored, filing cabinets and such. This is the south side. The north side is where the bodies are kept.
So this is the information hub, let's say. You know that lovely little thing called a fax machine? Sometimes we still use it, which means we need to manually read things and file them away, and I'm sure you will get to love it down here, just
Right.
as I do.
Paperwork, you know?
Mm.
Biggest thing here is getting paper cuts.
Mm-hmm.
I look over at the two of them, and so have they kind of dropped their look of looking concerned, or are they just?
No, both look. Penny looks calm. Jacobs looks concerned. I'm going to ask you a very important question as a group. Are you using Blush of Life?
Yeah.
That's
Make a rouse check to use Blush of Life. Out in the cold, it can be excused quite easily, but inside is a very different choice.
I'm using Blush of Death and Darkness.
Even more effective. You go all the way into the positive that becomes the negative.
cool.
Anyone increasing hunger? No, very good. Very nice. Rouse checks
Stay
galore.
back based. Stay back based.
Even though the beast does rumble in your chest, being like, these two are dangerous to our existence, you will swallow down, keep the beast calm for the moment. We're in control. We've got this. Penny's standing in front of the door. It's like a clear window and a clear door. Clear window at the door. She's standing there leaning against it with her laptop in her hands. Jacobs is inside the room itself. So you have to pass by Penny to get to Jacobs if you wish to. She doesn't seem very impressed that you're even within her social bubble sphere or even anywhere near her.
I will look over at Lukas as he's just sort of, I guess, mumble talking about like, oh, this is the filing, and I'll just kind of go, what are we doing here? I kind of give him that look.
I don't say anything, but I look at the concerned one, and then to you.
All right. So I have to pass by Penny to. Okay, so
She's
I'm
leaning
gonna-
up against like the door frame.
I'm gonna like try to make it look like I'm looking around, like just going, all right, because there's the files over there and files over there. And I kind of pass by Penny. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mind if I just have a look around, just get used to the place? Sounds like I'm gonna be here for quite a while.
Jacobs, wrap it up quickly. She stands up straight to let you pass, but her eyes stay on you the whole time.
It's like, oh, okay. Oh. And I like look down at the laptop, and I'm just like, doesn't that get uncomfortable? Holding that up. It's a sure way to get RSI.
Hurry it up.
Okay, all right, okay. Just trying to make a little bit of idle chit chat.
Jacobs gives you a bit of a sorry, and continues to flick through the files again.
So I'm looking through the room, having a look around, and I just sort of say, hey, by the way, Jacob, sorry if I offended you a little earlier. You know, to be honest, I'm going through some shit myself. So that's how I mask this whole thing is with comedy and trying to be funny, trying to be the wise guy.
That's life, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can tell from my accent, but I'm not exactly from here. Flew over an ocean, just to get, because I couldn't, I shouldn't be talking about this with you. I shouldn't be.
America, right?
Yeah, America. Yeah. My wife, well, ex-wife now, I should say, really did a number on me, took my kid away. And I just kind of take a chair nearby and I just kind of sit and I just like, oh, it's a bit too much sometimes.
He looks at Penny. He's not sure what to do. Penny just, again, rolls her eyes, takes a step into the corridor away from this.
I follow.
She just takes a single step. She's like in the middle of the hallway. And continues to click away on the keyboard. Jacobs just folds his arms and just says, "Right, that's terrible. My condolences."
Yeah, I'm just coming to grips with the fact I'm never going to see my little girl. I'm never going to see her grow up into the woman that I'm not even going to be able to walk her down the aisle. And I'm sorry, this is a lot.
Should you even be working today? Should you go home?
I gotta make money. I still gotta send payments away.
He reluctantly sort of like stands next to the chair, pats you on the back as he gives a big sigh.
Thank you. That's why, I tried to ask some people and talk to some people about their life because, maybe if their life is more fucked up than mine, then, might make things feel better.
You're probably in the right place. Maybe. I don't know.
Sorry, that's... Oh, that's a lot. Oh, and Matthew kind of leans back and just... Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Sorry, this happens every now and again. The doctors call them panic attacks. You just start hyperventilating and all the thoughts just start coming to your head. Thank you for being so supportive, my friend. Jacobs, is that your Christian name?
Yes, Jacobs.
You're a man of faith, Jacob?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I find solace in the Lord, and I take my my crucifix out and just like, do you mind if we just pray for a moment?
Yes, if it will help, I guess we can.
Thank you. You're doing a man of solid right now, and I will pray.
And you feel my eyes rolling in the darkness.
The darkness roils with this.
As I put my head down to start praying, I've just like got this grin on my face because I know Kage's in the shadows somewhere overhearing all this.
I'm trying to lead Penny away. Like, I'm being very blunt. Like, Penny, I'm going to need to have a word with you.
You step up to her, Lucas, and as you do so, this sort of crinkle in her nose appears. She frowns slightly as she looks at you. A word with me?
Yes.
Before you can move, she grabs your hand and actually feels it.
It's warm. There's a pulse. She and he immediately like takes his hand back and says, "That is what we are going to be having a conversation about."
Talk to your boss about it. You'll get fired.
I'll get fired.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't got
Penny.
nothing to talk about you, Doctor. Go do your rounds.
No, but you will stand and you will listen. This is my place. I did not go through all of this university, all of this training to save people's lives, including yours one day, I'm pretty sure, that you are going to be walking around with this cockiness to you. I don't like you. It is very clear you do not like me. So what the fuck do you want so you can get the fuck out of my hospital?
Manipulation, intimidation.
Obviously, my lurking position is going to be, I'm going to move closer, so I'm going to be near him.
Now, keep in mind, this is a hospital. There are security cameras in this place.
Can I see any of the cameras?
Oh, absolutely. They're on each corridor. They are very clear in this place. You are currently hidden from them. You are safe, and so is Ravenna. But just be wary in this situation, as causing unnecessary scenarios is very much against what Adelaide and Isaac and such have asked you to do.
I got a 3.
Yeah. You talk to her in this way, and she says, "What was your name? Miles, was it? I'll talk to your boss. Enjoy the job while it lasts."
Penny, was it?
Agent Penny. Now fuck off.
Aren't you special?
Indeed. Her nose crinkles again.
He looks her up and down. All right. And then he will have a flicker of a smirk, but does not say anything. And he will go toward where he last left his students and wait.
In the meantime, Mr. Deacon, Jacobs is there rubbing your back and giving a sigh. He looks out through the clear window towards Penny and Lukas, can't hear what they're saying. Just, you alright?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Oh, I needed that, just release. Release from all that and just to be closer to God. Did you not feel God's presence with us in this room?
God is always with us, no matter
That
what we
he
do.
is. That he is. God is all-knowing. God sees everything, and God will be the shining light that will lead us to salvation. Hallelujah. Amen.
Amen. He will judge us all accordingly.
Yeah.
Clarifying question.
Mm.
Am I hidden?
You are. Is there anything you'd like
I'm
to
going
do?
to have a look in the file cabinet and see what he's looking at.
Okay, if I see this, I'll keep distracting.
Wits investigation or intelligence investigation?
I'm going to rouse again.
Yeah, go for it. If you're succeeding in it so far, keep at it.
I failed.
You get hungry. I just had to open my mouth, didn't I? You get hungrier as getting close to Jacobs, and passing by Penny makes you very nervous, as you know what they're packing and how prepared they are for this, and for you. 5. He is looking under S. Here you can see 2 names. Let me pull them up for you, so that I do not get this incorrect for you. It is a B Siteman and an E Siteman, but there is no R Siteman.
Instant, she's like, yeah, that guy that she's seen that no one else saw fucking has them.
Just to clarify, so Penny's out in the hallway.
Yes.
Lukas has come back. He's kind of in the doorway, sort of thing. And Penny's desk was separate to Jacob's desk. Is that right? Or
there's no desks in that room. There's a chair and some filing cabinets.
Right.
It seems like they're moving from room to room over the course of the night and checking files and things. It seems that Jacob, you can put together that Jacobs is looking for Rhiannon's file. And apparently it was there, it's not there anymore. And so Penny's checking the online files to see if she can find it.
Yeah. Okay, don't worry.
So as soon as I see knives, get the information and just sort of...
You can't see me.
Well... All right. As soon as I count enough time in my head for it to be feasibly okay, I sort of go, well, gotta go earn some money, you know? I'm gonna go see my girl one day. I gotta make myself... I gotta pull myself by the bootstraps, you know? That's what my old man used to say.
Yeah, work will do that. It'll keep your mind off things. Just
Thank you.
take care of yourself, yeah?
Go to give him a hug.
He is reluctant at first, but then he sort of goes, clearly needs this, and then pats one hand on the back.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Wander off. Look over at Lukas and say, "Okay, Doctor, let's continue this tour of this place."
Yes, let's. While I still have a job, which apparently is going to be quite limited. I say it loud enough for both her and Jacobs to hear, and I walk my students away.
You all regroup in the staircase, away from prying ears and eyes.
Well, she sounds fun.
I want her dead.
Well, it's still the river option.
I want the river option.
I mean, I'm game if you are wanting to deal with the consequences.
They are scary.
Keep in mind, this
Joking.
is your place that you've kept safe from all this, Lucas. You have a job here. There are cameras, and more attention from the Inquisition is not what you want.
No, it is not. But there is a bestial loathing. They've come into his hunting ground, his place where he is able to conduct his research both medically and otherwise. And they've begun to take over and to pry and to hold power over him in his own place. No. He is finding it difficult to remain composed.
I think
Lucas.
we've...
Oh,
Well, I think we've gotten everything we need from here. Maybe you need some time to cool off.
I have a suggestion. Lucas, do you have access to security footage at all? Like a room security?
I should.
What if I assume there must be cameras to outside. I'm thinking of if we find the vehicle they arrived on, then maybe we could, I don't know, search it for information on them, possibly, or even possibly wait for them to leave and follow them to wherever they nest.
You know, I had you underestimated, Kage. You do have a brain between those ears. That's a damn good idea to go out and have a look and poke around in their little vehicle.
Are you
And then
sure
maybe we
it's
can
not the Lord speaking through me?
Oh, the Lord was, of course, speaking through you. The Lord is what's brought this gift to us.
That was a
Don't-
very rude thing to say as a man of the Lord, though. You're meant to love all his children.
Oh, yeah, I love some more than others, you know.
So we
I think you should
go to the
apologize.
security room.
I can't go there, obviously.
Matthew, I'm going to need to borrow your silvered tongue again.
My talent's coming in handy yet again. Let's go.
Or ease
Oh.
of... Go ahead.
Carry on.
No, please, go. If it's important.
I was just going to tell them about her theory about the guy that nobody's seen at the door and how the missing, well, clearly it was her file that was missing. And that guy had the file and there was only B and E Zeidman files in the cabinet.
All right, so I say, how about we, Lucas and I, go to the security room, look at the footage of their car, of old agents' cars, and we also see what's going on with Poodle King. Maybe we can see something in the cameras.
I wonder what they're talking about right now.
Should I stalk them for a while?
So long as you are very careful.
Isn't my best location, but I can always be as careful as I can be. I'll try my best. I will stalk them for the next half hour and then meet you outside. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay, for ease of use, I'll get separate checks. During this time, let's get Charisma Persuasion from Mr. Deacon. We will get Intelligence Technology from Lukas. Kage Dexterity Stealth. And while this is having knives, let's have Wits Streetwise from Knives. A lot of rolls this session. It's quite fun.
2, 3, 4. I'm going to do willpower just because I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rouse the blood, get 2 extra dice, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of intelligence and technology, is there a way for me to try and social this at all? Kind of like help with the convincing of the tech people?
You
Or
would
the
be
security
relying
people?
on their skills rather than your own.
Yeah.
If you would like,
Yeah.
you can just assist, so add an extra dice, Mr.
Mhm.
Deacon.
4.
Okay. So, for you two, before we get to the other two, you make your way inside. I'll make a roll for this security person to see how good they are at their job. They're going to use a normal humans with a bit of a specialty. Yeah, they'll use willpower. Why not? Fantastic. So they pull up the exact... what exactly do you want to see? You wanted to see this strange man at the front desk and... What else?
The agents' vehicles, when they arrived, what vehicle they came in, and to see if we can see anything with the strange man when he exits.
It is a very typical black sedan, but with no plates on it, which kind of makes it stand out in the car park, as every other one does have plates. The man you definitely see on the cameras, a bit distorted, however. He stands in front of the front desk. It's hard to get a clear look at his face or any of his features, but he seems approximately 6 foot, 6'1" very tall. Clearly, everyone he talks to has a big smile on their face. They're very happy to see him. And you do see that he has a folder in his arm as he leaves. Although, as he passes by the group that you see coming in, which is yourselves, only Ravenna is the one who has eyes on him as he does so. The rest of you are looking straight ahead, as if he's not even there.
Do we see where he goes?
He goes out into the car park, and then the camera follows him as he just walks off down the street.
Just walks out. No vehicle. Okay. All right, time to regroup.
Kage, you're following these two, and as you're following them around between file to file, Penny stops. Again, that crook in her nose. She turns and she looks. She doesn't see you, but she seems to sense where you are. She might have a supernatural sense or something that allows her to sense where you are, and that makes you back off as soon as you realize, hang on, she can somehow tell that I'm there. And once you vanish around the corner, she stops, looks around, pulls up her computer again and starts tapping away at it. Ravenna, you hear some people talking in some of the hallways. They're talking about Rhiannon Zeitman and how sad they are that everything has come to this, and what's the world coming to, and everything like that. One of them does mention that poor Miss Constance, she's hasn't left her house in weeks. The family hasn't left the house in days, I should say. Has been weeks. Well, Daniela actually hasn't left in weeks. Family hasn't left the house. The grief is probably striking them so badly. And that's what you hear as you all regroup somewhere outside the front of the hospital.
Okay. So, I will point to the other two and say, that car is the one, as I point at the black sedan without the plates. Probably could have been pretty obvious, walk out here, look at the most suspicious looking one.
Now, we do need to be careful. If they are agents, they can check the footage just as you did. So we must be cautious about how we approach this vehicle.
Now, Kage, you stand in front of me. How many cameras is here? And I can try and pick the lock of the car door.
Would work. It would just be a shadowy malfunction. We could
Also-
go on the side that the cameras aren't on, though, would also be helpful. Maybe.
Clever.
I'll give them kind of the layout. Well, I'll go with Lucas and give them like kind of the layout of where the cameras are and
Yeah, because you guys have seen. Yeah.
Dexterity larceny.
Is that me? Yep.
From
Oh.
Ravenna. But you are
okay.
assisting. You can add a dice with this as well. And it is lockpicking, so add your specialty. You're very good at this.
Just get a knife.
5.
5. Easy. Very, very easy. It is electronic, but you think you can figure out a way around it. Quite easily taking, I imagine, a hairpin or something very easily. Click your way into it, and you unlock it by putting your knife down the windowsill and slicing through. Not damaging any of it as you do so. As if you had a pair of keys yourself. You make it look so effortless that everyone can't help but see how easy it is for you. It takes 3 seconds. Click in, click through, doors open.
Say,
And she
well,
opens the
very
door.
impressive.
Thank you. I
Inside,
don't want to touch anything.
you just observe. Inside there is a long suitcase looking thing. It looks like one of those sort of instrument holders, but it's very long. Briefcase, perhaps. And a couple of takeaway bags from some local restaurant somewhere nearby that have got they've trapped this smell of hamburgers and fries in the car that sort of buffets you as you have a look inside. Otherwise, there's nothing else inside the car. A bit of tech in the front of it, more than you expect. Laptop holders. Quite advanced for this old sedan, actually. Looks like the whole front has been taken out and replaced. That is what you see. What would you like to do?
I'm going to keep an eye out to make sure they don't come back.
Still trying to picture if the camera is on, obviously, the vehicle. We've gone around the side where we can't be seen. Okay. I'm just still trying to be cautious of what they're going to see if they look at the footage.
Yeah. With your Bane's severity, you will obscure the area of you and knives, but no one else.
Okay. Will they? I'm just wondering whether they'll be able to see on the camera the doors opening or not
No,
on the other side.
it's so obscured. Okay. You create sort of this blob of like pixelated area where it's hard to see exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You're quite confident that you'll be fine. Anything you'd like to do with this information or say?
We check the boot or check for like false panels and such. Sometimes
When you-
like where they keep the spare tire in the boot or something like that.
Check the glove box. There's usually like information left in glove boxes, right?
If
Go
you
on.
pop open the glove box, quite easy for you to do with your 5 successes, there is a single small recording device that seems to be used for manual recording. Press the button, speak into it, put it down. Someone must have left theirs in the car.
I take it.
Add voice recording device, or Penny's voice recording device to your possessions.
While they're doing this, I'm assuming myself and Lucas are just like around the entrance, kind of keeping watch. That's probably when I would broach to Lucas about what I saw. Sorry, what was the Malkavian's name again? It was
Fionnuala.
Yeah, Fionnuala. Yeah. So I'll just say to him, I'll just say, hey, look, since while they're doing that, may as well just talk to you and see if you can use some of your eyes, I guess, or your ears, depending on what she said. But I saw Rhiannon right there, and I pointed the spot of where I saw.
I'll immediately sense the unseen to see if I can spot a spirit.
Wits or specs, please.
As he's kind of looking there, I'll just say, and also she mentioned something about it's not with my eyes, but it's with my ears. I don't know if that means anything to you. It doesn't mean much to me.
Oh, I got 5 successes.
5 successes. With 5, like tuning a radio, you're focusing, once Miss Deacon says, focus more on your listening than your eyes itself. Once you start tuning and maybe shutting out some of the others, that's when you start to hear it. It's this single tone, this hum that continues, almost like someone's flicked a glass, and it has that resonating bounce in the air of this area, and it sings in a single tone. And then when you open your eyes with this tone in mind, that's when you see her flickering like a static TV in and out of focus. She's there, her hands are out. Rhiannon Zeithman stands there. And then all of a sudden, she's not there. She's behind a tree, a bit further off, poking her head out, and gives a little smile at you before she goes behind the tree, disappearing again.
Rhiannon.
So you can see it too. It wasn't just the Malkavian showing me stuff that they were seeing. That's actually there.
Spirits are just as deceptive, if not more. I don't know if it's really her. I want to believe it is.
That sure as hell looked like her.
So can a lot of things.
Maybe we saw her. She looked like an angel. Maybe she's an angel who's been sent here by our Lord, helping us, guide us. If you're seeing something.
I do not believe that this is the work of angels or miracles, but I agree that we should at least see where this goes. But something is interfering. She's flickering, fleeting. It could be that she is a newborn, freshly out of her core. Things are so different now. I don't like different.
Well, you're the expert on this side, so I will go with what you say.
If Kage or Knives can get maybe a strand of hair or something from the vehicle, I might be able to do something with that later. Apart from that, I think we should leave.
All right, time to vamos.
Anything
Okay.
other? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was literally just gonna say I was gonna look over at them and say, "Time to vamos. Let's go. Let's get out of here."
Yeah, anything you two would like to do before you leave the hospital?
Me and knives, or
Yeah,
those
you
two?
and knives.
Oh yeah, I was confused about that too. We can't see anything else interesting that would be easy just to take out of the car without them noticing too much. No, it's just going
No,
to notice
anything
the
else?
recorder,
Mhm.
but that could have been easily left anywhere.
Knowing who they are and their job, anything you take will likely be noticed at some point or another, especially if they have a personal recorder as well. But difficult to tell who took it with such a expert handling of the situation. So you're quite confident that it's not going to lead back to you.
They could have dropped it anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, as our group gather into Lucas's car, where are they heading next? Or is this the end of the night for them?
I feel like I don't know, I'll leave everyone else.
I was thinking the church would be our final stop for the evening, maybe? What are we thinking?
Are you happy to accompany you there? I
Okay.
suppose. As happy as one can be going to such a place.
For time's sake, you drive up through, back through Bad Elsie to Obertraum, all the way around Lake Hallstatt Sea, and up to the church, where you know that Father Lucio, the Hecada, is. Just like some other times you might have seen him before, Lucas. He is getting his mop out, cleaning the church quite nicely in this time. All the candles are lit, blowing in the wind occasionally, as he's left all the windows and doors open of this place, and is humming a hymn as he does so, which is very satisfying to you, Mr. Deacon. And as he does so, you all enter the church. He gives you all a big smile and says, "Oh, be sure not to step on that side over there. I've just mopped. Please come straight through the center." He puts the mop down, makes his way to the front, takes a seat, actually, in front of this grand altar and symbols and paintings, all of Christianity behind him. And simply says, "How can I help all of you? Welcome. There's a dark time for us all."
Are we able to have a private conversation
If you're
without anyone, you know?
Step into the booth, please, if your companions don't mind.
I'll move toward it.
You both step into the confessional booth. He slides the window open so that there's no distortion between the two of you. You can simply sit there. And he turns towards you. He's a bit of a rounder man, but always has a big smile on his face. You know he's very popular with the kind, with the humans of this place. And he's very involved with them. "What troubles you, my child?"
Everything. Rhiannon, most of all.
Indeed.
But then everything that happened after. I saw her body. Investigated it. I won't divulge all the information, but it is unnatural.
I suspected as much. No good person or one of us would do such a thing. You must have a
There was
heart
the
of
scent of
darkness.
sulfur. I feel like that might be something that you could counsel me on. That
Sulfur.
and the strange absence of any apparition.
Well, I tend to see them come and go, but I guess now that you mention it, the past few days, it hasn't been much. But I'm no expert on these things. You should speak to my partner. If she wants to speak to you, that is.
With the Second Inquisition breathing down our necks, threatening to slice them open, I think it would be in everyone's best interest if we talked.
Second Inquisition? She's the one to talk to.
Hmm.
She's been tracking their movements and keeping a close eye on them.
Oh, then I have a present for her.
Just be a bit careful with her when you speak to her. She has a good heart, but she doesn't trust easily.
Good.
Demetia is her name. I'll let her know that you're looking for her, and she'll find you when the time is right.
Good. If you would like a sample of this sulfurous substance, I can give you a little of it. But
it is not my expertise, chemistry, and I'm happy with where Rhiannon is. She's in heaven now, with the angels where she belongs. I don't want to pry in it any further. Demetia is the one you should talk to.
all right. Thank you, Father.
Beware her temper, is all I will say.
I have a feeling that we will bond over similar weaknesses.
Very well. I look forward to hearing the report on that. Bring everyone with you, of course. She'll want to meet. She's heard so much about all of you.
Yes, I will have a little chat with Matthew before meeting. Yes, I think that would be wise.
Let us regroup with the others. Takes you out of the confession booth, stands before all of you. If you would like anything from me, now is the time. You are in the house of the Lord, and so I am to give you my hospitality, however that may be.
Well, the Lord does giveth, and you know what? I'm not one to turn down a free offering, so especially one from the Lord. So if you have any kind of sustenance for me, I would greatly appreciate it.
He goes back behind behind the altar, and you can hear this sound of liquid pouring into a cup, a chalice, and he pulls out this very simple copper old chalice full of blood, and he hands it to you. Of course, drink of his body.
Say a little prayer, and I'll take a drink.
May I
slake one
eat?
hunger.
May I eat of his flesh?
You cannot. There's no flesh here. Although it would make the most sense.
I have a question. If you all can't use bags, how do you drink this?
Wait, what do you mean? I thought you were just doing that out of choice.
Yeah, but I thought like it made everybody else sick. Someone lie to me.
Probably.
Definitely sounds like a lie.
It's a personal habit, Ravenna. There's nothing... Knives, I should say. Knives. There is nothing wrong with the way that you feed, or the way that Mr. Deacon feeds, or Lukas, or Kage. Nothing wrong with any of that. It is how God made us. Go with it.
Thanks.
Of course. It is at this point that the night's going to come to an end as the sun rises and all of our kindred find their homes. And we're going to take a break as the sun rises. Stick with us for 5 to 7 minutes as we go get water, tea, coffee, etc., and go get some of your own. We'll see you back here then. Yes. We're back live. Our Lukas is resting, so we're just going to continue with our current group, continuing on from where we left off. Now, as it is...
I heard rumor that Lukas got called back into work for a telling off.
Indeed, the manager. Speak to the manager about some things. Indeed.
Her name's Karen.
What is
Let's get a rouse check for this new night. So the day rises in Hallstatt. All the tourists come through. They spend their money.
Rousing success.
Hell yes. We love to see that. And the tourists spend their money on the gingerbreads, the museum tour of the salt mines as well. All these things that let money flow freely, like the Hallstatter Sea, through this place. Every kindred gets richer. Every kind gets wonderful experiences, perhaps not always what they expected at the same time. And another night passes through. Again, the temperature drops. Snow falls on this beautiful fairy tale town. And our kindred rise from their slumber. When our kindred rise, is there anything they'd like to do before they regroup with the group?
I would probably get in touch with Kira just to see if Lars has visited.
A quick call with Kira. Hello, Mr. Deacon, how are you? Everything's going well down here. We have had no visits from a Lars figure.
Keep an eye out for Lars if he shows up. Let me know as soon as possible, alright?
You'll be the first to know.
Keep up the Lord's work.
Amen.
Amen.
Upon waking, I would probably go for a spot of early night meditation, maybe. Just
interesting.
A practice of mine.
Yeah. Can I actually get composure? And let's have a look here at what you have. Composure etiquette, I think, in this one is very appropriate for this check.
Cool.
And knives.
Knives has her headphones on with it plugged into the video recording while she sits there meditating, forcefully breathing while listens to the sweet tones of Penny's voice.
With 2 successes, Kage, you find a spot of calm, but there is still a bit of turmoil, perhaps roiling shadows in the recesses of your mind you keep focused on, and you try to calm them, but to no success. It's a usual, normal, successful meditation for you. Nothing else extra happens in this moment.
Nothing enlightening.
No, nothing enlightening.
A little bit worried about how did she seem to notice I was there, but how?
Knives. You hear Penny's voice recording. This, she gives the date, simply says, "We are leaving base, heading to the hospital, looking for a Miss Zeitman's folder. See what we can find about her. Her death was very mysterious. We've been sent to take care of it. away from the others. Thank God I don't have to speak to that asshole Alex anymore. And you hear Jacobs in the background go, hey, that's not part of the recording stuff. You need to stick it to the usual thing. She goes, yeah, right, whatever. And we're going to the hospital to investigate this thing. Hopefully we'll have it done within the night or within 2 nights. And hopefully we can, find some blank bodies while we're at it. Penny out. She clicks off that particular recording. And then, as our group comes together this night, they gather just at the edge of Hallstatt, just by the lake, by the river, and sort of look out at it at this moment. It's a clear night. You can see the surrounding mountainscapes, and just up behind you, above Hallstatt, is a snowboard and skiing area way up in the mountains, currently not used, as a whiteout is being expected up there tonight. And snow falls gently around you all, but you're alone, as curfew has been called for this night.
Well, beautiful night, isn't it?
Not bad.
Look at the stars
Another.
and how they reflect on the lake, and point at the lake. And
It's a still dreary night without her.
yeah, it is. But I find solace in the fact that she's in a better place with God, where she belongs. Next to God, like all of us. Knives, have you had any any illumination from the listening?
Thanks for cutting off my retort.
You know how you know like everything, Matthew?
Well, let me just tell you something. I'm a bit of a bullshitter, so I don't know everything, but I know
Well,
quite a few.
anyway, I'm just gonna stop you there. What is a blank?
Oh, a blank. Would I know the term blank body?
Have you had any encounters with the Second Inquisition before? I mean, it's likely,
I think-
right?
We did a roll either session 0 or session 1 where I've heard of them, but I think Kage was the one who had more. So maybe Kage would jump in.
Yeah, mentioning that, Kage, you've definitely dealt with these people before. Blank body is what they refer to kindred as. They're not quite sure what else to call them. They don't use the V word, and neither do you.
I relay that.
Well, there you go.
Oh, well, she said she was looking for blanks. Also, she hates someone, but I don't really want to mention the name in case when one of you are talking to her that you use it by accident, and then that gives us away that we've got the recording.
She's clearly looking at you, Matthew.
I don't know what you're insinuating, Knives. I am a consummate professional. I know how to cover my tracks.
I'm just saying.
Far before you were born, before you were even a
people
glint in
are
your mother's eye.
talking, and they just keep on going, and their mouths just keep moving, and sometimes stuff comes out they don't mean to. I'm not saying it's you. It could be Kage, it could be me. But
Who else here talks to people? Who else here talks to people than me?
The children.
You're obviously talking about me.
Lukas does.
Well, that's true, but Lukas is very, Where is Lukas anyway?
Probably got called into work to be fired.
I guess.
But anyway, are you meant to be like a calm man of God, and you're yelling at me, and you were being really mean to Kage yesterday? I think we should find some calmness in ourselves. Just kind of rein in these passionate feelings that we have about everything, and just, focus on this murder.
Yeah, let's calm down by focusing on the murder of. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. All right. I'm sorry. I got a little hot. Sorry.
It's just like take 10 deep breaths in and out, in your nose and out your mouth. It's kind of really quite calming. It makes
What if you
Makes you
don't
feel a little
really
bit
need
more
to breathe?
No, it's the process, Kage. It's the process. You got to trust in the process.
Gotta trust. It's faith. You gotta have faith. All right. So, you
We've
don't want to
got-
say the name, which I am a little offended at, to be honest.
I mean, I can tell you if you're willing to, keep it
Not,
to yourself.
not lose your cool again.
I don't know where this is coming.
I wasn't saying that.
Fine. Calm.
Hey,
Tell me.
she
the
hates someone named Pumbaa.
name. I think it was Alex, was it? Oh, you.
She hates someone named Pumbaa.
Pumbaa, like Timon and Pumbaa? She had the Lion King? Great musical Broadway, by the way. I went to go see that. I went to go see that at some point.
Yes.
So Pumbaa hates Pumbaa. Okay, all
It's
right.
definitely Pumbaa and nothing else.
Can I incite this nonsense?
Yeah, okay. Let's have wits insight versus manipulation subterfuge.
I have
Kage,
one
you have no
dice.
idea what the Lion
I-
King is about. Like, why would they bring real lions into this conversation at all? There's none here in Hallstatt. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what these clowns are on about.
Yeah, indeed.
No, I'm
Half the
willpowering
time,
this.
honestly.
I am willpowering this. Just
I passed my one dice roll.
1 versus 4.
Four.
Yeah. Knives is very good at sneaking and getting into places and cutting things. Not so good at lying. You can tell
I lean.
Pumbaa's made up.
Yeah, I lean close to Nice, and I just say, from one bullshitter to another, you're not very good at it. Kid, you
I
tell
wasn't
me.
trying to hide. No, I just said a name.
Fine, you're obviously not wanting to tell me what the name is. Whatever. Water under the bridge.
Let's just wait one more day and I'll tell you tomorrow.
I don't even care anymore. All right. I turn away and I'm like, Kage, where are we going? What are we doing?
We have the police station, or we have our little friend we met yesterday to look into, and the whole business of his sire and whatnot.
Oh, police station. And I reach into my pocket, grab out the was it a document that I made up, or
Yeah, it was a
I can't remember.
mask you made up to allow you to get access to the police station.
Yeah.
And a document that allows you to see all the evidence that was created and whatnot.
Yeah, I have not written down the name. I think it was like Richard Osmond. Yeah, Richard
Sure.
Osmond. Say hello to Officer Richard Osmond.
Very nice. My super paperwork brain can tell this is great. If you have access to the police station, maybe it's best to strike before any leads go cold, whereas our young friend, I'm sure, will wait for us. If he
Yeah,
wants
for
more.
sure. For sure, yeah, of course. Yeah, we can go there. All right, so what are you two doing? I'm going to go in, do my usual magic, talk too much.
I might just sit and watch, see who comes in, who comes out, what people are saying, see if I can pick up any gossip, see what boring stuff they do. I don't know.
All right, and what about you, Kage?
I can use my usual stealth, come in with you, and if for some reason you fail to get access, which you won't because that's immaculate paperwork, then I can search in the shadows of the station for more information.
Sounds like a plan. All right, let's go.
You drive.
What is our
Hmm?
What is our purpose going into the police station?
Get some. Oh, sorry.
Looking at the evidence that was taken by the police. They've made reports of the murder. They've checked forensics, etc. And they took the clothes of Miss Zeitman as well,
Officer Lucy.
and Officer Lucy.
That's the one.
Well remembered. And so you drive out of Hallstatt through Obertraum towards Bad Alsi again, and make your way to the police station, parking outside. And then, if there's any last words, otherwise, you can make your approach inside.
All right, let's go. Let's do this. So I walk inside with Kage in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I will do it. Try and do it as he goes in. I will sneak around into the darkest corner. Do you want me to roll for it?
No, not in this case, as full attention will be on Mr. Deacon, so you'll be fine. There's only one person behind the behind the office desk. However, Knives in the meantime, wits awareness, and then while you're rolling that, Mr. Deacon, you approach a woman in a dark blue vest. She has her hair tied up at the back. She looks very tired. Deep bags under her eyes, clearly working very, very hard, and is writing a report, it seems, at the same time. As you enter, she goes, hello, sorry. What can I help you with?
Burning the candle at both ends, I see, just like myself.
Yes, indeed. Can I get a wits investigation from Mr. Deacon?
Investigation is 2, so yeah, that's...
Lots of rolls, we love it.
A 1 with the bestial failure.
1 with a bestial failure. Kage, you can make the same check, while Mr. Deacon, you are going to suffer your clan's compulsion for this scene. You need to break the chains and make someone go against their conviction. Otherwise, you have a -2 dice pool during this entire scene. So she has a light blue shirt on and that navy blue jacket that says Polizzi on the back in white, and the belt with the navy blue pants. With 2 successes, Kage, you observe as you do so. And I think the beast for you as well, Mr. Deacon, observes this, and that's because that's part of this thing is like you're going to find out everything you can about her, and you're going to twist it and make her go against her things and free her of whatever this is. Both of you notice that she has a badge that simply says Officer Constans on it.
Sorry, the name's Constance.
Constans, the same last name of Daniela.
Oh.
She is likely her mother.
Okay.
Or maybe
All right.
older sister.
Okay. Cool. I will say to her, I am so sorry, Officer Constance. Here's my my papers. Just flown in from out of the country to investigate this murder that I hear about.
Fantastic. Everything seems to be in order here. She takes out a stamp, stamps it, folds it back in. She barely looks at it. She seems to glaze over it. Perhaps she's so expert at looking at it, or perhaps she's just exhausted. Maybe a bit of both. She folds it together, hands it back to you, says, "Good luck with..."
You knew the victim much?
I'm going to need charisma persuasion on that one.
Yeah,
Knives, while you're rolling, Knives, how many successes? 5. I imagine you take Lucas's car through all this or the like. But as you're sitting there observing and watching, someone jumps on the front of your car, lands on front of it perhaps, bending it down and looking straight through at you with red glowing eyes. Seems to be a man in ripped jeans and a hoodie, dark-skinned with dreadlocks and this sort of green navy, sort of green army hoodie that has these fish hooks in the right arm with fishing wire wrapped around it. And he sort of crouches down on it and sort of looks at you.
I motion to the seat beside me, and then point to him, and then
He-
shrug.
Folds his legs off over, opens the car door. His eyes continue to glow red as he sits next to you in the car, leans back, pulls the side of the seat so that it folds all the way back, and leans, kicking his big dirty boots up onto Lucas's front of his
Ooh.
car, dirtying it.
He's gonna love that.
Will you please put your feet on the floor?
I'm not the one who's putting feet where they shouldn't be, Miss Knives.
Who are you?
Julian. You already know that, don't you?
No, I had no idea.
Hmm.
She slumps, watches him a moment.
His red eyes continue to look at you through the darkness of the car. In the meanwhile, we cut back inside. How successful were you in the check?
I got 3, but I just realized something. Do I get a -2 to that?
Technically, one of her convictions, no, you would be helping break it, so it wouldn't be a -2 in this one.
Cool.
You'll be going towards it. 3 successes. She sort of sighs and says, yes, you have the papers, I suppose. Yes, my daughter was best friends with the victim.
Oh, my condolences. My condolences. Hope your daughter is holding up all right. From what I hear, it's a bit of a mess.
Yes, she hasn't come out of her room in some time, but we're working with the doctor to make sure she's okay.
Working with the doctor to make sure she's okay.
Psychologist she's been seeing for some time.
Look, I mean, I don't mean to pry or anything, but psychology, I tried to do the psychology thing. I found that God, the word, the faith, the healing power in the word of God was enough to really pull me out of the rut I was in. I mean, as I said, I don't mean to pry, but just my personal advice to you.
Listen, she puts the pen down for a moment. Mr.
Osmond.
Mr.
Richard Osmond.
Osmond.
It was on the paper that you just quickly stamped with that.
Yeah. Forgive me for saying so, but God left Hallstatt 3 days ago. God wouldn't do something like this to her
No,
or my daughter.
God wouldn't. But God is not men. Men twisted by the devil, by evil, by demons. They're twisted to do all kinds of messed up things. And it's our duty to make sure that we don't lose faith. And I mean, going to a psychologist, that's one perspective. But nothing better than a little bit of salvation.
Good night, Mr. Osmond. Good luck with your investigation.
Just my 2 cents.
Picks up the pen, continues to write.
Walk away.
Kage, you notice that once Mr. Deacon has left, she sort of puts the pen down. She looks up, blinking quite a bit. Her lower lip trembles a little bit, and she turns and excuses herself from the desk for a moment.
Oh, that's if I can't use technology. Is there like business cards or anything at the desk?
You mean like cards to get you in further?
No, like business cards with names. Like, could I look for an Officer Lucy business card? something?
You can look for, if you actually look carefully, you see that she's signing her name as L. Constance.
Oh, right. Oh, I can see that. I'm like,
Hmm.
and then I'll go follow Matthew.
What is Matthew looking
Guessing
for?
I didn't break anything. Still got
No,
that
no
negative.
convictions,
That's fine.
unfortunately.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so I will look around and try to find somebody that I can talk to that can give me a bit of a debrief on what's going on.
Okay. Quite easy to find a few people. You've got the paperwork, you show it to people. They go, the first person you come up to, an officer in one of their desks turns around, says, "Oh, yes. Zeitman case, yeah. Just over there, found all the evidence, but you won't find much. Those two came in, they cleared out most of it."
Those two, the big heavy oversized black gear.
Yeah, weird. I don't know, probably working for Grenzschutz Group or something. Don't know.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, slightly different division. You know, there's a bit of a inter rivalry between my division and theirs. You know.
Right. Well,
So
best
you
of
can
luck getting it back from them because they just pushed everybody out of the way.
Yeah, that's what I get for taking the later flight. Okay, no worries. Okay. By the way, do you know Officer Lucy? Officer Lucy is Officer Lucy working tonight?
Miss Constance, yes, she's at the front desk if you need her.
That's the one I. Pause for a moment. Right. Okay. Okay. I will put a pin in that. Deal with that later. All right. And I walk.
Yeah, you walk to the evidence locker. Meanwhile, in the car, Knives, is there anything you say to Julian, or are you going to let him speak first?
I'll let him speak first.
Simple phrase comes out of his lips after a few minutes of silence. You don't speak to Lars ever again.
I never spoke to Lars.
I know you did.
No, I never spoke to Lars.
Whatever. One of you did. I know your little group.
What do you want?
Nothing. Just leave Lars alone.
Well,
Simple
you
request.
obviously know something that's happening with this since he knew where she was.
He cares about her, that's all. They were good friends.
I get that. He's very upset.
Yes, he is. Very upset. So just leave him alone.
Do you know where he was when he seen her last?
I wouldn't know. I don't talk to the people here. I don't interact with anything. I don't want to. I'm happy.
You're happy, but you're angry that he has ventured out on his own?
Yes. As he comes
Why?
back, speaking of kindred that he's interacted with, that tell him all these strange things, get him involved in your petty politics, and put him in danger. I don't want that
We
for
don't
such a
like
young kid.
politics either.
You're involved. I know you are. You don't live
In
in this
what?
place without being involved with Adelaide, Isaac, whatever the hell lives in that manor across the lake.
What's in the manor across the lake?
I wouldn't know. But it's disgusting, whatever it is.
What does make you happy?
Peace and quiet. And staying out of all this.
Where did you find him?
Lars.
Yeah, he's been missing exactly a year and then he appears again.
I found him wandering the streets a year ago, covered in blood. I took him in,
Do you
and I kept him safe.
know who did it?
I have my suspicions. That's why I'm keeping him out of this.
Fair enough. Who do you think did it?
One of the big players in this.
Like tall, short, male,
I didn't
female,
see who it was.
them. Like, whose place was it close to?
I wouldn't know. I don't keep track of all this. I'm not interested in any of this.
Do you know what I'm interested in?
What are you interested
It's
in?
getting justice for people that get treated this way. It's
Charisma,
bullshit.
charisma, persuasion, Knives. Meanwhile, inside, as you're searching the evidence locker, Mr. Deacon, all you find is just Rhiannon Zeitman's clothes. Nothing else appears to be there. Which is very strange. Usually be a
is
lot
there-
more.
Is there a typed up report or something around here that I can kind of look at to see what?
There is a typed up report, certainly. You check the report, and it
Mhm.
seems to be a description of a young man, perhaps 21-ish, brown hair, tallish, was the first one, a hiker to see, reported by Lucy Constance, who was the first officer on the scene, and responded to the report.
No name attached to it, I'm guessing.
No name attached. Remained anonymous.
Okay. I will grab that information and I will leave and go look for Lucy.
Mm.
As I'm sure I've got some biggin and stuff to do to make her not so upset.
You find her in one of the open sort of rooms where they speak to all the officers. They group them all together. They stand on a podium. They say, "This is what's happening with everything going on," and she's in the back right corner. She's got her head in her hands and she's leaning over, heaving her body. Kage, if you follow, you see this as well. She's sort of alone in this room.
Upon Matthew's success with the evidence and stuff,
Mm.
maybe I'll see he's going to deal with her, and maybe be like, well, I don't need to be here anymore, and maybe I'll take my leave.
As you step out of the building, realizing that Mr. Deacon has this all in control, is when you see Knives next to this man in the car, his red eyes glowing towards her, sort of illuminating her face slightly.
I will step left into the shadows, because obviously being police station, there might be cameras immediately out the entrance and whatnot.
Mhm.
And then I will rapid reflexes and whatnot, and I will run over to the car basically via the shadows, and I will be ready to strike, but I will also listen to see if it's violent or not.
How many successes? Knives. One success. Julian sort of shakes his head and says, "You're new to all this. You're probably wrapped up in one of them too." No, I don't believe you. Just keep you and your companions away from Lars. He's safe with me, not with any of these people.
I understand, but we can't make him do anything that he doesn't already want to do.
He'll do what he likes, but I'll make sure that he's safe. And if anything happens to him that comes back to this group, well, you will see me again.
Just make sure you come talk to me, yeah?
He opens the door, steps out of the car, and just slams the door with a big amount of force as he does so that it rocks the
You
car.
fucking dick.
And starts to walk away.
I will open her door and be like, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?"
Oh, shit. Yeah, so that's Julian.
The one who was looking after our young friend.
Yeah.
What's he doing here? What did he want?
Well, he told me off for talking to Lars, even though I never spoke to Lars. I don't even think Lars knows who I am, but he knows us. I didn't ask him how. For someone who lives in bushes all the time, he knows a lot. How's everything going inside? Where's Matthew?
He managed to collect evidence, and he's now talking to Lucy. So he'll be wearing on about God, probably.
Ouch. Is that really the best way to get information out of a police officer, though?
It seems to be his move for everything. Sprinkle a bit of God here, see what grows.
Speaking of, Mr. Deacon, how do you approach this scenario?
All right, so I open the door. I open the door, right? And I see that she's distressed or on, obviously. I just knock at the door and I just say, "Sorry, officer. Officer, you. I just need to have a word with you. But I understand. I see you're in the middle of. If you need me to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. What's one more interview, right? What's one more? Come on.
I don't want this to be an interview.
Let's get it over with.
I sit near her and I just look at her and I just say, before we begin, I just want to apologize for what I said earlier. You know, sometimes I can get a bit carried away, and I've been burning the candle at both ends myself. And as you can probably imagine, I'm a bit of a talker, and when you talk, you say stuff that probably you don't mean to say.
I don't expect you to understand the connection between a mother and her daughter. It's fine. It's fine.
I have a kid. I've had to leave this kid behind, you know, to come here, to come and look after this on orders. I mean, I can't understand the connection between a mother and a daughter, but I can imagine the connection between a father and a daughter. I'm sure it's not the same, but I can sympathize a little bit. But
how can I help you?
You're the one who took the statement from the person who found Rhiannon's body, correct?
Yes, I was first on the scene.
First on the scene. So a young man, 21-ish, hiker, blonde, brown hair, short brown hair.
Yeah, older woman, 40s, long blonde hair. Yeah, I remember them fondly. They were so kind.
Sorry, was that long blonde hair?
Long blonde hair.
Okay. So the two of them. Did they say what they were doing here?
No,
You know,
there was
locals?
just the one.
Just the one?
Yes, just the one.
Sorry, just a bit of clarification.
She's given you two completely different descriptions.
Oh, okay. I see. And I'll just say, hey, look, you know. In order to figure out what's going on here, I need to have some straight answers, you know?
What do you mean? I told you. Older woman, she was about 80, white curly hair.
Yeah, that's not what the report says. The report said 21-ish, hiker, blonde, brown hair male.
I must be getting too tired. I'm filing false reports. It was
Yes,
clearly a young student, 19, young boy. She
It's-
continues to spout different descriptions every single time you recall that person.
Listen. Are you... You know, I don't know if you're very religious. It doesn't seem like that's the case, but I'm just
I'm
gonna...
afraid not.
Yeah, indulge me for a bit as I quote a little bit of scripture that's quite pertinent to this situation.
Go ahead.
Genesis 4:7. If you do what is right, you'll be accepted. will you not be accepted. But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. You must liberate yourself from these conflicting stories you're telling me.
Conflicting.
So there's
Sir, I'm telling you the same thing. It was an early 30s woman, short red hair. What do you not understand? I've told everyone this.
clicks. Got it.
Finally.
Sorry, my mistake. I thought there was some cross wires there going on.
No, I passed the psych evaluation test just yesterday for this whole thing to keep me in this investigation. I am mentally sound.
Yeah, but are you sure you're emotionally sound to be part of this investigation?
I take
I mean,
every
you've got a
second
lot.
day off to take care of my daughter.
Every second day. I mean, I know if this was my daughter that was involved in something like this, I would not be anywhere near it. I would be over at home.
I appreciate your parental advice, but I need to be here.
No, you don't. You need to be at home. You need to be with your daughter.
Charisma, persuasion.
Do I add any ore onto that?
Yeah, add ore to this as well.
I'm really hoping that her conviction is to work. Which I don't... I'm starting to think it might not be, but that's fine. That's fine. So that is 4.
4. She takes a moment and thinks to herself,
A wonderful world.
look, there's not a lot of us, but I guess Daniela does need me. She's been a shut-in for a while. This isn't helping.
Exactly. And, you know, you got people like me, you got people like the other agencies coming in to have a look at this. You don't need to be here. Take some leave. Hell, take a vacation.
Oh, but if we could, but no one can leave town right now.
Well, I mean, like a vacation with your daughter here. You know, go see the sights. I'm sure, you know, you've probably seen the sights around here, but probably some good places to go, you know. Get your mind off everything. Get her mind off everything.
Maybe. I'll think on it. Thank you, Mr. Osman.
You do. Okay. Once again, I'm sorry for pushing this. It's just, as I said, burning candle at both ends. Say stuff I don't mean to a lot of the time.
I appreciate it. It's hard to hear what you need to hear sometimes.
Yeah. Get up. Walk away.
As the scene ends, your compulsion ends, realizing that there's a bit more to this than perhaps what you originally thought. And you all regroup outside of the police station, inside the car.
I'm just playing the tape, rewinding it, playing it, rewinding it, playing it, seeing if I can find anything interesting.
Knives had a visitor.
Yeah,
Julian.
All right. Who wants to tell their story first, me or you?
Oh, you go.
Well, basically, it took me a while to cotton on, but there's definitely some kind of mental magic involved. Officer Lucy's giving multiple descriptions. Very, very, very adamant that she's giving the right one each time.
So there's a kindred possibly involved in covering up some evidence.
Oh, I'd say it'd be likely. Or something else. Would like to think it was something else, but
Not
The
usually
evidence.
so lucky.
evidence doesn't usually stack up like that. So that's what I got. Also, Officer Lucy, by the way, mother of Rihanna's best friend. So Don't think that's a coincidence.
Danny? Did she say why Danny's been locked inside for like even before Rhiannon's death though? That was a rumor.
Well, that would have been a good rumor to go in knowing about. But
Have you?
well, she doesn't come to church. How am I meant to know? Anyway, so
Listen.
all right. Listen. Well, maybe I'm just too busy talking to actually listen. Anyway, so there's that. There's that whole deal. Wasn't a lot with the report and the evidence. It was really a wash, that one. But that's all I got. What about you, Knives? What do you got? Who's your visitor?
What clothes was she wearing?
What clothes was she wearing?
Very simple jeans, hoodie with sort of a fluffy hood around it to keep warm, Ugg boots, socks. Very nice, bright shirt of the Hallstatt University as well. Very simple clothing. Nothing very out of the ordinary.
I relay that.
Did you get a copy of the paperwork?
I mean, there wasn't really much. There wasn't really much to the paperwork, to be honest. It was just, it had the false description of who found them, of who found her, and that was a
False
really well, the one where it was the Officer Lucy gave, which is obviously not.
Yeah.
It's not a lead.
The rest
It's
got
definitely
cleaned up and taken
yeah.
by two individuals.
Yeah.
Well,
I hazard a guess, Miss Agent Jacobs, Agent Penny have got what we need.
we didn't see any clothes though. In the car? I guess they probably have it at their house. Julian threatened us. He's got red eyes and like dark hair and it's like matted, like he needs a hairbrush. He jumped on the bonnet and Lukas is gonna kill me.
Don't worry, he was just peacocking.
He said stay away from Lars, and if we ever talk to him again he's gonna murder us. But I have never spoken to Lars, and Lars doesn't know who I am, so I don't understand what's happening here.
It's because you're related to us and we talk to him. It's basically, oh, I'm so possessive over this young kindred. I can't even fathom the thought of anyone else talking to him. That seems very controlling.
The real question is, what can Lars do that makes him so awesome that he's willing to be like?
Yeah, it's either that or he's trying to hide a secret.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Everyone has secrets.
I just thought he really just wanted someone to talk to and just hang out and just pretend to be mean to me, but just like wanted a friend.
No, I don't think he'd peek up
Because
on
who would come to talk to me and not like you or you?
Probably just that he found you separated from the herd as such. Probably didn't want to face us all together.
Well, I am the fun one, so that's what my friend tells me anyway.
I thought Lukas was
Wait,
the
you
fun
got-
one.
Wait, you got friends other than us?
No.
That's a lie. What did I tell you about bullshit and a bullshitter? That's a lie.
I got told not to have friends, don't trust anyone. There we go.
That's also a lie. You're trusting us.
I don't trust you.
Well, I trust you.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Hey, we're compadres. We're friends. We're homies. Me and Kage are the same. Anyway, we're getting off track here. We're spinning.
What did we find out? We need some facts. Where's the facts from inside the police station?
Oh, there wasn't many facts. That's the fact. The fact is that there is definitely some kind of mental hoodoo voodoo It's probably kindred related. Most likely kindred related.
I'm writing down mental hoodoo.
Hoodoo, yeah. Yeah, it's most likely kindred related. But
So,
other
yeah.
than that, there's not a lot. And also, Officer Penny and Agent Penny and Agent Jacobs, they have more of the stuff that was at the site. So we got to find out where they rest. So maybe,
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
I should have asked Jacobs if he wanted to have a beer. That would have been a really good icebreaker. Damn it!
I think giving him a day's time to absorb you and don't crowd
To
him.
miss me, to give him a day's time to go. Damn, that guy, that nurse, yeah, he knew his stuff, you know.
Well, you didn't want to come on too strong on the first day, but now that we've had a day's rest, maybe at the end of this night we follow their vehicle home. Well, to their home and find out where they live.
I mean, assuming they're still at the hospital, but we can have a look over
And
that.
assuming they go home before sunrise.
That is also a possibility.
You do know that tonight, Miss Siteman's body, during the day, was transferred to the hospital. And the autopsy reports should be ready by now if you want
Autopsy
to go and
reports. I want to, but at the same time, I feel like that's something that Lukas wants to be part of and actually do the autopsy himself, probably. So I'm kind of internally fighting about that.
You can also see Daniela Constance.
Oh yeah, traumatize the mother,
or
then traumatize the
Adelaide,
daughter.
Isaac. Any of these people.
All right, we need a game plan here, gang. What are we doing?
Maybe talk to Danielle. Maybe there was a first witness account from Lucy before everything got mashed up that Danielle might recall.
Maybe Matthew don't talk to Danielle.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
I probably shouldn't either. Maybe
Knives.
knives.
Knives, you know, you're young, you're hip.
I'm so good at talking to
But
people.
you're young, you're hip, and you know, if you're with me, I'll just keep my mouth shut. I won't say anything about Pumbaa. And
Mm-hmm. Yep. So someone says, I hate God. What do you think, Matthew? And you're going to say, I'm very proud.
It's hard to hate a god when there is no god.
let me have a look at my convictions real quick.
Did you hear what I said, Chris?
Yeah, I heard what you said. Yeah, no, okay. I'll say, look, I can keep a lid on it because not everyone knows the true face of God. When the true face of God presents itself to you, you will be a believer. I know that people are misguided, and those are the lost lambs that I want to eventually shepherd.
But sometimes you just have to wait a little bit after their pain, and then they realize that they were waiting for God the whole time. So maybe just hold on to that passionate speech keeping, because sometimes it feels like being attacked and not enlightenment. Do you know what I mean?
I don't understand the difference. But it's fine. I'll keep my mouth shut, won't say a word, won't say a mum about God.
Okay. And Knives pulls away and just drives towards their house, which I assume they know, because
Yes.
everybody knows
Yes.
where they live.
Mhm. You know exactly.
Actually, she stops on the way and gets like a nice hot food to deliver, because that's what people do when people die in movies. So that's what she can do.
Absolutely.
I would not have thought of that.
Specialty in Hallstatt is gingerbread. And so you can get a nice little gingerbread man or like something larger instead, whatever your preference is. And you park along the street where Daniela lives, which is this beautiful 16th century cottage, small enough for just a small family to live in, that overlooks Hallstatt's lake, Hallstatter Sea. There's only one Actually, no lights are on in this building at the moment. How would you like to approach this? You can sort of see her bedroom from this angle. Quite hard to miss all the Linkin Park posters and such that are inside.
What time is it?
It would be about midnight.
Oh, it's really late.
Difficult for you
Teenager.
guys to be out early.
I'm going to obviously her father's. I'm going to throw stones at her window.
They click and
Carefully.
they clack. Lucy Constance is a single mother. Only Daniela's home.
Ah,
To be clear, she's the only one home at this point. She hasn't left the house in weeks.
okay. I'll just go knock on the door.
You knock on the door. No answer.
I'll hang with Matthew. I don't want to overcrowd her.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back to throwing stones at her window.
Minutes pass as you stand there throwing stones with no response.
Well,
Do we break in?
we could.
Maybe she's asleep. Do you think she's asleep, or do you think she's ignoring?
I don't think it's a good idea to break into someone's house if they don't want to talk to people.
Yeah, it's probably not a great idea.
Let's
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
A light flicks on in the bedroom for a moment before a shadowy figure stands at the window.
Cloak of Shadows.
Yeah.
They look out.
I wave.
You feel there's a moment where you see each other. You see Daniela, this young 21-year-old woman with long brown hair, a bit longer since it hasn't been cut for quite some time, and these sunken eyes, pale body. She puts her hand up to the window. Both of your eyes meet. Her eyes go wide. She turns and runs back into the room. Almost as if she realized something. Not in fear.
Okay.
Daddy! Can you please go to the door?
No response. The light stays on.
I lean forward and out of my shadow, and I just say to Knives, "Hey, look, maybe break in with a little bit of lockpicking, say the door was open, and you're concerned."
I don't want to scare her, though.
Well, you don't scare her. You go in, you make sure your intentions are known. You just go, "Dang, the door's open. I'm coming in. I'm concerned. I've heard stuff," and then go from there.
It's lying.
Yeah, and what's wrong with lying? You had no problem telling me about Pumbaa before.
Yeah.
But you're meant to be a man of God.
Sorry. Kage chuckles.
Listen, kid. Get to know me a bit better, and I'll tell you a bit more about God and what God wants and what God is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that God has no problem with lying.
I walk to the front door
Mhm.
without answering him, and then try the door handle.
It's unlocked. The door opens.
Was that God?
Danny, are you okay?
You hear a clattering from upstairs, like something glass that hasn't shattered, but it's hit a tile floor and is rolling. A
The
lot of them.
door's open. but I'm not gonna come inside. I'm just checking that you're okay, and I brought you something.
No response. There's
I'm just
more of that
gonna stay
sound,
here.
that clattering, hastily clattering around on the floor.
It's okay. I wanted to talk to you. If you
Can I? Sorry, can I try? Like, 'cause obviously the window's on the second story,
Mhm.
but could I try and stealthily like soaring leap up there and just kind
Yeah.
of peek in
With
and
your
see what's
soaring leap, it's very easy for you to do so. You leap up, grab on with one hand into the wood. It probably bends the wood and puts fingerprints into it, but it holds you perfectly there with your potence. You can see that there's another light, which seems to be a bathroom light, and you can see Danny's legs. She's wearing long jeans that are like those ones that are skinny up until the ankle where they sort of go out, and she's on the floor on all fours, scattering these things. You can see little lipstick bottles rolling across the floor as she sort of sifts through them. You can't see exactly what she's doing from this angle.
I'll continue to observe.
I just wanted to check that your mum was okay. Also, I heard that she is a little bit confused at the moment, and I'm trying. Fuck, Matthew, how do you talk so much all the time?
Out of the shadows. Takes practice, kid.
I was friends with Rhiannon, and I know she talked a lot about you, and you were her favorite person, and oh God, I'm lying to a human. And I can't do this.
As you're doing,
Danny!
as you're standing there at the door, hearing this clattering sound, Kage, you observe. Actually, I'll get wits awareness from Kage, as you can see what's happening. See how.
By the way,
Hmm?
as Knives is like internally struggling, there's just this grin that's forming.
The shadows grinning.
Yeah. In the set, it's like, yes.
3 successes. She stands up in front of the mirror of her bathroom and she shakes something into her hand and puts it into her mouth. You didn't see exactly what it was, but she puts it in, puts more in, does it a third time, tosses it to the ground, takes a full bottle of water and starts chugging.
Interesting. I'll kind of whisper down to Matthew, like she's taking drugs or something.
This is a
Seems-
kumquat moment. Kumquat.
Maybe send her up.
The fuck up there.
Run up.
You run upstairs, getting to her front door, which is locked. Would you like to break it down, or would you like to lockpick your way through?
What's
How did Kage get in there?
He is
Kage's
not in
hanging
there.
off the
He's
side.
hanging outside and looking
Yeah.
through the window.
Oh,
can the window open? Can I like see if it's like
Not from the outside. You'd have to probably smash it to get inside.
okay?
What are
and
you
it's
doing?
not.
What's Danny doing? Is she like?
She's just drinking this whole water bottle. It's maybe
she's
900
drinking?
mils or so. Just going at it, all of it.
Okay. Kage, are you relaying any of this to me?
Yeah, I was like, oh, she's like taking drugs and drinking water or some shit. And I was like, send her up. And I'm
Yeah.
like, she's still not there.
Yeah, and I'll look up and go, fucking just jump down, bust in through the door.
I'll all right, and I'll jump down. Fucking rapid reflexes, just fucking run and hoon up.
Unnaturally quickly, you run up the staircase where Knives is paused in front of the door, knocking at it. Strength athletics to break down the door.
I just like smash off the door handle, just like maybe even with the hilt of my sword, just like
Yep.
Smash
You
off the
do
door
strength
handle.
athletics. I'll lower the difficulty for you since you're smashing off the handle.
I will come up too, but I'll still stay in the shadows.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Easy. You bring the hilt of your sword, smash straight through, and open the door. Danny sort of steps out. She throws the water bottle to the ground, and she holds up both of her hands and sort of falls back onto the bed, and like looks at all of you with these wide eyes.
Are you okay?
Who are you?
I'm gonna just go pick up the bottle and see what it is.
Seems to be just water. It's a normal water
No,
bottle.
what about the pill bottle?
Oh, it seems to be just some sort of sleeping pills. What you can tell.
I'll be like, I'll toss them over to Matthew.
Look at them. This just goes to show my ignorance. But is it possible to it'd be possible to overdose on sleeping pills, right?
I mean, it's possible to overdose on anything in a certain amount.
Yeah, it's true. True. She took the whole bottle.
She took a lot of
Yeah.
things, like 3 handfuls.
Yeah, it's like
And we don't have a medical professional with us.
Danny. What did you just take?
Nothing.
sleeping pills.
Yeah,
took
sleeping
handfuls
pills.
A
They
lot
took
of them.
handfuls of a kid. All right.
It's just sleeping pills.
I need to know.
I'm just tired.
Yeah. Why did you look at me like that through the window?
I wasn't looking at you. I can't let it get me.
What's getting you?
You don't see it. You don't see it.
I have no
I need
specs,
you-
but I'll go look out the window just because
I need-
she's
Nothing. There's
I need
darkness
you-
and snow.
I close my eyes and I try to listen.
Knives, what are you saying?
I need you to get those drugs out of your system right now.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
What if it
Just
kills
sleeping
you?
pills, that's all.
Yeah, your eyes are moving and
I'm fine.
I need you to throw it up. Can you please just
I'm fine. I'm fine.
get it out of your system?
No, it's just sleeping pills. I'm just tired.
I don't want anything to happen to you, and your mum is really worried.
Mm.
We're just here to help you, okay? And I blush of life before I touch her, and I hold her shoulder.
Charisma persuasion, please.
Can I put aura up that will help?
You can add a dice to help.
Hmm.
Kage, do you have any dots in persuasion? I don't believe you do. No, unfortunately, you cannot help.
That is a grand total of 0.
0. She sort of pushes your hand off and like crawls back onto the bed up to the pillow and like grabs the pillow, puts it between her and you all, shakes her head and holds it really tightly. Mm-mm, you can't see it. I just need to sleep. That's all.
You think this thing's not gonna take you away if you sleep forever?
Can't hurt me if I sleep.
What about if I sit here while you sleep and make sure it doesn't get you?
Fine. I just need to sleep.
Okay.
Can I do a check just to see if she's in any like danger? I know I don't have any medicine,
You
but
can-
like
Yeah, you can do wits insight to see her sort of attitude and how she is. If anyone has a medicine skill, you can make intelligence
we?
medicine.
Can we phone a friend? Can we call?
can we call like the one guy that can help in this situation?
I know, what a
What-
tragedy. How could this happen?
Lucas, we need you.
I'm gonna willpower 2 of those dice just
Go right
because
You can also rouse
I
the
want
blood
it.
if you wish.
you know what, I'm gonna do that just because I don't want any doubt here. Okay, I gain a hunger, that's fine.
Mm.
I add 2 dice.
And knives, can you make wits awareness as well, please?
That I can do.
With 5 successes, you can tell that she's clearly very low on sleep. She's very malnourished, and she's clearly lying to you about what she's taking.
Cool.
Oh, even though it's his sleeping pills on the bottle.
Indeed.
All right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say, all right, knives.
She keeps looking over to her cupboard every time she talks. She looks at you and then she looks over, and you follow the eyes over to. It seems to be just a normal clothes cupboard. It's closed at the moment. She's nervously looking at it.
What is in there?
Her eyes
Yeah.
just go wide. She starts to shiver slightly.
Is this what got your mother as well?
Mum, is all she can manage to say. You can tell that she's very weak. Lack of food and such.
At this point, I am probably gonna go up and I'm like, all right, I have no idea what she's taking, but those aren't sleeping pills. So, we're gonna have to make you throw up. And I'm gonna grab her and I'm just gonna stick my hand, my fingers in the back of her throat, make her throw up. Not even gonna bother with blush of life. Fuck this.
Strength medicine.
Oh, Drell's blood.
She's going to try and fight you, but she barely can. She's only got a few dice.
My rapid reflex is not that it matters. I'll find something to chuck underneath where she's
Getting ever closer to the danger zone.
The beast rattles its cage. Everything is not adding up. None of this makes any sense. You should be in control. You should be able to change this. She's clearly onto something. And the beast is like, I hate this. Enough of this. Just break her. Just end this. Or just leave. This has nothing to do with us and our survival.
This is such a bad roll. Let's go, gang. 1. And I can only re-roll one of those, so fuck.
You beat her. She got 0.
Okay.
So you managed to, it's messy. She tries her best to fight you. Her hand is in your face. She's like slapping you, but it doesn't do anything. Your supernatural strength is more than she can handle right now. And as soon as you...
I'm going to make it even easier for me. Eyes of the serpent. Bam. Make her stay in place.
Yes, she just is complete. She doesn't fight you at all in this moment. And as soon as you do so, and all of this blue and white pills just spill out of her as she throws it all up onto the floor, onto a little towel that Kage has found, closest thing to organize.
You did hear me before. Cool.
No, I got you.
Kage, knives, get some water. Get some water for this girl. Come on.
It's lots. 20, 30 pills just spill out of her very quickly. And she just rolls. You hold her as she does so. Whatever's left, there's nothing left in her stomach. It's just these pills that fall out. They've all spent a bit of time in her system, so they've fallen apart a little bit, most of them. There's only like 1 or 2 that have stayed together. And all this milky liquid comes out with it as well. And just that smell of sulfur.
I'm gonna take
hits
the
all of
towel,
you.
bag it up, and I'm gonna take this to Lucas later on.
Yeah, Lucas told us about the sulfur, right?
Indeed. The smell of sulfur hits all of you at this moment.
I will... She's kind of recovering, I guess. I'll turn off my eyes of the serpent, because I don't need her to pause at this moment, and I'll just say, what have you gotten yourself into, child?
Don't look. I want you to look, she says.
God is always looking, and you... What have you gotten yourself into?
At this point, she passes out. Weakness, lack of food, all of this strenuous activity. Seems like she's barely gotten out of bed. She loses consciousness in your arms.
I have her in my arms.
Mhm.
And I look at Kage and Knives, and I'm like, I know this is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous. Going to... But we're taking her. She knows something. She is in clear danger of something. She's coming with us.
You can't just take somebody out of their house. That's kidnapping.
Watch me as I walk out with her in my arms.
Jeez, that's the police's daughter, you realize.
Yeah, I know. But I also know... I pause. Think for a moment. I did just tell her to go home. Very well, we were a fever dream. We were, Oh, this would be a lot easier if I could see her eyes right now if she was conscious and just forget. But, I can't do that. She saw some stuff. She saw us.
You could wake, maybe give her a moment.
Knives, do you
Put
invest...
some
Go ahead,
Warm
Kage.
towels. Put some warm towels on her head or something.
Very easy to do with the bathroom. Run the hot water, put the towels through. It's all there for you, quite easy to do. Knives, do you investigate
will-
where she was looking?
I will look in the cupboard, yes.
You open it up to see a collection of jumpers, jeans and things hung up. Can I get wits investigation from you as you open this closet door?
I'm going to rouse the blood. I failed.
You still get the dice, but you get hungrier. As the beast in this entire moment tests your humanity in this moment. Should have been quicker, Knives. Always got to be quicker, right? Never quick enough.
I'm going to willpower reroll. isn't it?
Sure.
Okay, 3.
3. As you pull these things aside, there is a collection behind it. It seems to have been... It seems like Danny's taken off the heating vent and put it to the side and put these things in it, one after the other stacked on top of each other, of paintings. And as you pull them out, you observe this beautiful painting of this flamingo. It seems to be... You've heard the stories of Daniela's painting skills and what she went to university for. She's very, very good at it. This beautiful flamingo, pink, standing atop this green hill. You turn it over, put it to the next one. And as you observe the next painting, the flamingo is melting. It is more fleshy. The ground is more brown. And as you take it off, the next one, the flamingo is bone and muscle. And there's a face on it, a human face. The ground itself seems to be muck and blood and tar. And in the last one, the fourth one, it is just an amalgamation. Horrid. Terrible. And with witnessing this is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Damn!
What does that even mean?
Who knows? Okay.
Right.
Indeed.
This chat is really hooked on Crocs.
Yeah, they just
What
love
is-
it, the Crocs and us.
What is wrong with all of you, by the way? What? God. You're going through this intense scene and everyone's like, Crocs.
Ooh, Crocs. Ooh, Uggs.
Ew. I blame pudding.
Yeah, actually, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, okay.
I've got
That's
some
alright.
ideas that I want to do. But
That's alright, that's
I don't know
alright.
if others will be happy with that.
Thank you, everyone, for sitting through that intense session of discovering the plot continues to thicken. Let's reintroduce our wonderful kindred, starting with Mr. Deacon.
Hello, I am Chris, aka Unemployed Writer. Played Matthew Deacon this session, and you can find me on Twitch as Unemployed Writer. You can also find me on Roleplay Nights, where we're going to start streaming games on there soon. But tomorrow is going to be Anarchs of Chicago, session 9, I believe. So that's tomorrow night, 9 p.m. New Zealand time, and that's on Aaron Music Productions.
I'm Jonno. I was also at Baker's Dozen. I was playing Kage. Yeah, you can also find me on Roleplay Nights, and I'll also be there at Aaron Music Productions watching the fantastic game as it unravels.
Hi, I'm Nova. You can find me at Novatorium, but also tomorrow. I'll be playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines very badly
I forgot to mention that. I forgot to mention that.
at Roleplay Nights.
Yeah.
He's a bad boss.
I'm a bad boss.
Oh god. Yes, please find them there tomorrow. I will be there as well. I'll be in the chat. Say hello. I'm Ethan, the storyteller. You know where to find me because it's literally right here. Thank you for joining our wonderful game tonight. As the plot continues to thicken, I'm so excited for next week. It's going to be fantastic. Yes, thank you all and our wonderful cast of Kindred. We will see you all next week for more murder mystery. See you then.